Hi, I'm professional organizer Marsha Sims. Welcome to another Marsha Minute. My question today is I'm in the midst of establishing a yarn craft sewing room. How do I create a system for my new yarn craft sewing room that after the room is established, my room can stay organized? Thank you for asking that question. When you're thinking about establishing a room for a specific purpose, like a sewing room, crafts room, you want to always visualize how you're going to use the room. For example, if you are going to sew in one corner of the room and lounge in another corner of the room and store your fabric and crafts in another part of the room, you want to visualize that up front. And you want to always think in terms of being able to put things back in the right place. You want to think about where you're going to sit in the room, where you're going to sew, where you're going to do your crafts. How will the room look if it were perfect? When everything in the room is exactly like you want it, how is it going to look? Where will everything be? And a lot of times you have to look beyond what it is right now into what you want. What supplies will you have in there? What furniture will you have in there? What machines and equipment are you going to have in there? And where will they live? See, keeping it up is a matter of putting things in what I like to call a findable format, and in putting things where they're easy to put up as well as easy to retrieve. I looked online, I found a great video about storing yarn, which I will put in the comments below. But in the meantime, you want to create a system where you have a place for everything that you want in the room, and you want to not put things in the room that don't belong there, especially just for now. For example, in your yarn craft fabric room, sewing room, you don't want to put excess winter clothes, or you don't want to put luggage or things like that, things that don't belong in the room if you can avoid it. You want to make putting things back up a habit. Sometimes the reason we don't put things back up is simply because we haven't established the habit of keeping things back up. You don't want to make things too tight, meaning you don't want to have to put things where it's hard to pull them out and they're hard to put back. As creatures of habit, if things are too hard to do, we might not do it. So make it so that it's easy to put things back. For example, instead of putting your yarn in order by color and shade, maybe you just have a place to put your yarn by project, or maybe by color if you have a lot of the same colors, but not make it such a tedious job to put things back. Because if you do, what happens is there's a likelihood you won't put it back. Make things easy to pull out, easy to put back, and most important, don't put things on the floor. The floor is just a really bad habit. To make your room work for you, you want to make sure that you have a place for everything and you keep everything in its place. Thank you for asking the question. If you have a question that you would like me to answer in the Marsha Minute, please fill out the form in the comments below and ask me. It's my pleasure to answer your questions in this Marsha Minute YouTube channel. Thank you. Have a great day.